The Pittsburgh Penguins revealed their brand new third jerseys last night, and they did it in a somewhat similar way to the LA Kings, where after the warm-ups, they came out for puck drop in those brand new thirds. With the LA Kings, that was a lot more of a surprise though. We didn't know those jerseys were coming. Where with the Pittsburgh Penguins here, they had teased it over the past couple of days, so we knew they were revealing the jerseys last night. We just didn't know what they looked like, and now we finally do. So before we do, go ahead and take a look at them. If you guys are new to the channel and you like hockey jersey content, please make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's take a look. Okay, these are the Pittsburgh Penguins' new third jerseys. Now, I wanted to take a look at this image first because it was the first image that I saw. I was at work when these jerseys were revealed, but I knew they were coming at 5 o'clock my time. That's when the game started. So I opened up my phone at 5. I took a look at them, and my initial thoughts were, oh, that's what we got? Really? So I took this image, I posted it on my Instagram, asked how you guys felt about it, and honestly, it's fairly evenly split. Liking the jersey did have the most votes, but it's not like it was that far ahead of people that thought it was okay or people that hated it. So I'm actually fairly surprised about that, to be completely honest. Most of the time, there's usually either a fairly strong winner or it's like 2 out of the 3 that are, really far ahead. So the fact that there's a pretty even spread between all 3 opinions did shock me a bit. I know some people were really hoping that they would go back to this jersey right here, the gradient jersey. And even though I would like for them to go back to this jersey, because I do like it a lot, I also kind of am happy that they didn't, because so many teams have done throwback jerseys this past offseason here. We've seen a lot of either jerseys that were inspired by previous jerseys or just straight up throwbacks, although some of those were anniversary jerseys, so I give those a little bit more of a pass. But with this one, the fact that it is a brand new thing, I respect that, even though I don't know if I love it a whole lot, but at least it is new. Where if they did decide to go with just this jersey again, I think I probably would still like it a lot, but there would be a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth just because it is a direct throwback. Well, theoretically, right, in my head, it would be a direct throwback. Technically, they could have done this jersey and changed it up a bit. If they did that, I mean, obviously depending on how they changed it, but I think that would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind if they changed it up a bit, but yeah, obviously didn't decide to do that. After I posted the poll though, I did have to go back to work, so I only had this image in my mind while I was working for the next couple of hours, and yeah, I was still not really in love with it. And then after I had my break, I saw this image and I kind of turned around a little bit on it and I was like, okay, I actually kind of like that image there. I think it does look a little bit better. Let's go on to an image that actually shows the full jersey though. So we have our little, floating / ghost image here, which they've released for basically all of the new jerseys now. And I actually really like that a lot. I like that option, especially for myself, because when I do a ranking of all of the off-season jerseys, which I did for that other video there, I actually had like a uniform way of looking at all of the jerseys, and they weren't in like different lighting or like a different kind of angle to it. So I like these images a lot personally. But anyways, for yellow being the main color of the jersey, is that a good choice? I don't think so personally. I know the Pittsburgh Penguins have done yellow as their primary color before. They did it like during like the 80s, and then also had, I think one was a stadium series that went into an alternate. But they've done it a few times in the past, so it's not like this is a new thing for the Penguins. But I don't think it works that well. I don't love them personally in yellow. It's not like I hate all yellow jerseys. Some teams do it well. I think Boston has a pretty good track record of looking good in yellow. The Nashville Predators, their yellow jerseys usually aren't overly amazing. They can sometimes do good ones, but their home jersey currently, not very good. I think for myself, a yellow jersey can be okay, but you really need to break it up a lot. You can't have too much yellow on it. You need to have a lot of stripes on the arms. You need to have a torso stripe. You probably need some shoulder yoke as well. You need to make sure that there's not too much yellow, and for myself, I think there is too much yellow on this jersey. I don't think the amount of stripes that they have and just like the collar there breaks it up enough. So there is a little bit too much yellow in my mind. As for the stripes, I don't mind the striping. I mean, you do have the 3 stripes right there on the sleeve. That is supposed to represent the 3 rivers, I believe, in Pittsburgh. So I like the fact that there is some reasoning behind the striping there. That looks good. And of course, with the logo there, it is the regular primary logo, just without the triangle in the background, because that's kind of been moved to the shoulder patch. So with the shoulder patch, it is a brand new shoulder patch, and I actually like it quite a bit. So it is that triangle there with the igloo in the middle of it, and then the 3 kind of waves at the bottom. Once again, I think supposed to represent the 3 rivers. I really like the shoulder patch a lot. I think the shoulder patch, it's a great job. It looks phenomenal. It works very well as a shoulder patch. It wouldn't work well, I think, as any other, logo. Like, it wouldn't look good as a primary logo. But as a shoulder patch on an alternate jersey, fantastic. Really well done. With our next picture here, it's just of Malkin. I wanted to use this picture because it showcases the ad patch really well. And the ad patch looks awful on this thing. It looks really, really bad. I mean, just the red and the blue don't look good whatsoever on this jersey. I mean, I don't think their ad patch looks good on their regular home jersey anyways, but on this one, I think it looks even worse. It's not like really any ad patch looks all that great, aside from like the milk patch on the Leafs jerseys. That's the only one that I actually kind of like. This one though, it's really bad. There's some where I'm kind of like, whatever, it does look bad, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't clash with anything. It fits in with the rest of the jersey, so you can kind of ignore it a little bit. This one though, does not do that whatsoever. It looks really, really bad. Anyways, our next picture is just of a couple of different things. So with the customization kit, which we'll take a closer look at a little bit later on, but they say that the name and number font are inspired by the historic trolley car system of Pittsburgh. So that is cool. Honestly, their customization kit doesn't look super different from their home and away jerseys. It is different, especially the numbers themselves. Those are fairly different, but I feel like the text is kind of close. With the back of the collar, I don't know if I have a better picture than this. I'll probably put one up once I kind of start editing this thing. But yeah, the collar trim features a checkered pattern from the city flag and seal. So yeah, it's like basically a checkered pattern right behind inside the back of the collar. I like that. It is a blue and white, and it doesn't look great with the rest of the jersey, but obviously you're literally never going to see it unless you're hanging up the jersey. So that aspect doesn't matter. I will say though, it does make me really want Pittsburgh to go back to a blue jersey. I love Pittsburgh in blue. I really do. I know that they won't go back to like some of their Winter Classic jerseys, specifically that 2011 one, because that's the one where Crosby got concussed. So probably not going back to that, at least not while Crosby's still with the Penguins. But I would love if they did that, because I really like that jersey a lot. And I mean, just in general, I like the Pittsburgh Penguins in blue. Their older school jerseys, like during their inaugural season and, you know, the couple of years after that, I love those jerseys a ton. I think they're so nice. So I like the Penguins in blue a lot. They're kind of teasing you a little bit here with that checkered pattern in the back of the collar, but yeah, not like you're going to see it a whole lot. And then we can also see the hem tag, so the thing that is right in the back of the jersey, and it just has one of the bridges on it from Pittsburgh. That looks really nice. Obviously, Pittsburgh, very iconic for their bridges. So yeah, that is a smart idea. And then with the customization, I couldn't find anything that was like super high quality on like actual game jerseys and stuff. I probably could have gone in through the highlights and maybe found something that was okay, maybe all right. But I wanted to go with this picture. It's just someone that purchased the jersey. I'm assuming they were at the game and then they took pictures after they got home. But their name is back-to-back 1617 on Reddit. That's where I got this from. So yeah, for the customization, I don't hate it. It's fine. It's got the white outline to kind of make it stand out a little bit better, which does, I think, come off a little bit strange because it's kind of the only white, at least in terms of striping. There is obviously white in the logo and on the shoulder patches, but it does kind of come off as a little bit strange, but I do think you need that to really make the number stand out. So it's not a huge deal to me. I think the customization is just fine. Nothing standout-ish in my opinion. But I do want to go back to this picture right here so we can take a look at the full setup once again. So with those yellow buckets, I kind of like them, honestly, even though I don't think it looks good and I think it makes the uniform look worse. I think a black helmet would settle down this uniform a little bit, which is probably what it needs. There's a little bit too much yellow, but the yellow helmet is just different, so I like it. You know, you don't see a ton of yellow helmets. Not like they're completely unique. I think Nashville does have yellow helmets, if I'm remembering correctly, but, you know, outside of them, who do you really see with yellow helmets? So it is kind of fun, but I do think it makes the uniform look worse. There's just a lot of yellow going on here. So, like, overall, I don't know. I am really conflicted with this jersey and uniform as a whole. I think I've gone back and forth like 5 different times where I didn't like it at first. Then I saw this picture and I kind of liked it. Then I saw another picture and I was like, oh no, I don't think that looks good. Then another one and then another one, and I just went back and forth. So I've really just been uncertain with this one. I don't know really quite where I stand. I do think probably the best picture to look at for myself is the picture off of Reddit, because if I was to get this jersey, this would be the jersey that I was getting, and it's in, you know, regular lighting. So looking at this picture specifically, how do I feel about it? It's really middle of the road for me. Like, it's funny how much I've swayed where I really did not like it, and then I did kind of like it, but I think right now I'm ending up just right in the middle where I go, like, I don't love the yellow. I do still think there is too much yellow, but outside of that, it's fine. It's not really offensive. It's fairly simple. The coolest thing is definitely the shoulder patches. No question about that. I do really like those shoulder patches a lot. So for me, you know, I'd maybe subtract a point for the yellow and then add a point back for the shoulder patches. So it kind of ends up at a 5 out of 10. That's, I think, where I'm going to settle for now. but I would not be surprised if my opinion on this jersey changes. I don't know which way it's going to change. I don't know if I'm going to hate it in a couple of months or love it in a couple of months, but I wouldn't be surprised if, it sways one way or the other, because, yeah, it's one that, like, I just haven't been able to really pinpoint my feelings on over the past couple of hours here. I've really thought about it and tried to have, like, a solid opinion, and I just haven't quite got there yet. But yeah, anyways, those are my thoughts on the jersey as of right now. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you hate this thing? Do you love this thing? I'd love to hear it. But that is it for me. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all my social medias. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.